Amazing. We are ready to go.
Perfect.
Um, Episode 15 for us. Lori and Jim, how many have you guys done on your own now?
Can't count. There's so many of them. We're not quite up there, but by the end of next week, we'll probably be there. A
That's
lot.
awesome.
A lot.
So this is episode 15 for us. We have dubbed ourselves the Wine Bros, for really lack of any other creativity. But we think it actually works, and we're just a couple guys that like wine and are fortunate enough to know people like yourselves, and we con you into jumping on here and tasting wine with us. So Lori and Jim, thank you for being here and for
For
being a
having
part of
us.
this.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We'll drink with you anytime. You know that.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we'll run through, everybody talk about where they're at and what we're going to be tasting today.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Well, this is Laurie and Tink coming live from Napa. I popped up to get the phone. We're kind of a two-person show here right now, and even when it's not this, we're only like a three-person show, so it's not like we're a big winery, small winery. But what we're going to be running through today is we're going to be running through our 2014 Tempranillo, our 2012 Pinot, and our 2013 Napa Valley Cab. We've got about 5 different cabs right now, but this has been our first signature cab that we ever did.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good
And,
line.
and since this is we tasted some wines with you, what, a week or two ago?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to do this like every week.
Hey, listen, you don't have to twist our arms.
I know that. I know.
But one of the things we talked about last time was just the sheer versatility of what you guys do. The fact that you guys make a lot of different wines, but you're not making a ton of wines and losing focus. Everything that you do is small production, high quality. You just happen to like a lot of different things, and you go in and you make a bunch of different wines.
I mean, I do. I think, variety, we just always want to, I just think it makes life more interesting if you don't want, do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So to me, and plus, we always talk about, all of us in this group, we're big foodies. We love to eat. We eat at great restaurants, nice restaurants all over the country. And we cook a lot here, especially when y'all are in town. So we want to make sure that we're not just stuck with, let's just say we just had a cab and we're just stuck with just, steaks and burgers, only. Let's do some other different wines. So the whole world of food opens up, and we've just got, thousands of recipes now that we can cook for y'all when we're here.
That's wonderful. Now, DR and Segi too, have done most of the pairings on our episodes. So what do you think you would pair with the Tempranillo? Because I know DR is already thinking it if he...
Well, we've got 4 really nice reds that we're going to be tasting today. So what we did is we thought that a nice thick red sauce and some meatballs and a pasta would go really well with all of these. So that's what we're working on right now. If you hear my wife is mincing some garlic as we do this.
That's awesome.
Who was that again?
My wife.
I love she's in there slaving away while you're just out there sweating.
I'm fueling her with some fine wine.
He's working. He's working.
I get it. This is a versatile wine. I love this wine. And anytime I talk about Tempranillo, the reason I love it so much is that it's a great white seafood alternative wine as well. I always talk about things like, fish and papillote, Mediterranean style fish, Mediterranean style foods like that. That if you just don't want to, if you're not a Chardonnay person or a white wine person, this goes great with it. This goes great with my, fried alligator and grits. It goes great with, all of my Cajun kind of food. It would, hold up beautifully with, some grilled octopus.
Okay.
Just
And
so
how about
versatile.
some conch fritters?
Conch fritters, yeah. You know what?
Yeah, nice.
We're having fried calamari steaks tonight, so that's what we're going to be, pairing it with later.
Yeah, I mean, great nose. You know, I never like to look at the tasting notes before I
Right.
get too deep into it. So I looked at it after I already formed some opinions. Um, and it's, you know, your notes are spot on. And I know you guys sit there with Fernando and you kind of develop the tasting notes, but you guys are, you're pretty close to spot on here. I was getting that vanilla, that those chocolate notes, and it's just a really soft vanilla note in there, sort of on the, you know, it's like the back half of the, you know, the smell on it. It's really light and nice.
It is. It is a light wine, and it's still got enough body to it though that you could pair it with a little bit heartier dishes as well. And you know, writing the back label of a wine bottle is no easy task. It's pretty daunting. I mean, you know, we know what we can extract from the smells, and you know, from the, you know, definitely from the flavors. But then putting that into something that sounds really sexy and elegant on the back takes a lot of time.
Well, it's something that makes people curious and want to try them. I mean, sometimes, you know, with some of them, if you write, you know, smells like dried swampland, somebody's gonna like,
or yeah, or like barnyard, right? Like
That's a very small sect of people that are going to find that attractive, you know?
There might be a lot of Cajuns that like that swampland stuff. You know? that smells like that to me. That would smell like, you know, a bunch of crawfish, you know, laying around. So I'd be all right with that. I mean, but you're right. It's, and you know, the whole back label is just to try to give you, you know, is that something you think you would like? Do you think you would like what's in that wine? Do you think you would like these flavors? Do you think you would like that? I think it's important, at least for us, is to keep the back label real short and sweet. You know, I don't want to read 3 paragraphs of something. I lose interest after the first 2 sentences. So you just got to grab them in the first 2 sentences. I mean, it's just like, you know, when y'all walk out and y'all do your shows, you know, the first, you know, couple of minutes or yeah.
just a few, maybe 2 sentences.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
it. That's it. But y'all know too, when you go out, you know, it's those first, you know, first 2 to 3 to 5 minutes of your show that really gets people engaged and hooked. You know, you can't wait. You can't go out there and just kind of halfway do it until the middle of the show and go, all right, we're going to kick it up now.
Especially because most people check out after about 5 minutes. So it's, you know, prime time. I'm getting on the notes. I'm getting like a devil's chocolate cake, like a devil's food cake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Getting that.
I love hearing what other people, you know, taste in our wines. I always love hearing what other people, you know, they're tasting or they're smelling. I love that.
Definitely. I was just about to taste and I stopped myself because I wanted to stick my nose in the glass one more time. But I'm definitely getting, you know, a strong blueberry note, blueberry pie.
I mean, to me, it's a real fun wine. It's just, it's fun. It's versatile. It's a lot like the Graciano, you know, that we're getting both of them from Lodi. I like the fact that we can keep the price points down. The guy who farms this land is a great viticulturist and a great farmer and was very well known in Napa. And so I like the way he farms. I like what he produces. I like him personally. He's just a really interesting guy. So, and his family's from Spain. So I like that he, you know, pulled some of those Spanish varietals and, you know, put them down on his farm.
Absolutely. Getting a little bit of that alcohol on the back palate. I can feel that 14-1.
Well, you know, there's always that leeway. You know, everyone can go 1%. So there's a good chance that, you know, it's 14-1 because you always, well, it's changing, as you well know.
Yeah.
You get a reading one day and it could be 14-1, the next day it could be 14-3. You just never know how it goes. So we always go with the last reading, which is what everyone does. You take it and then, you know, put it in the barrel. But that's how that goes.
As maybe people might not know, the alcohol content in every barrel is different. It's not exact. So it could be 1% higher or 1% lower in a barrel.
Sure.
So it's an average.
Yeah, and you're just sampling one barrel when you take it, you know, to the lab because you just got a little teeny tiny tube like this.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste too much on the scientist.
Yeah, seriously.
Fernando and I are always dipping into it anyway, barrel tasting. So God knows that I can't believe there's any left anyway for anyone, especially my favorites back there.
Yeah, if I'm the scientist, I'm definitely you know, trying a little bit of this every time I get one.
Every time you walk by. Barrel tasting. So God knows that I can't believe.
When I first opened this and started smelling it, it was real jammy, which I thought was a little peculiar. But as it's opened up, I'm getting more of that tobacco, which is one of those descriptors that I always tend to shy away from because that doesn't sound very good to me. But as I drink more wines and I, go through the flavor profiles and the aromas, I find that coming back and not necessarily being such a negative a descriptor.
You're right.
When it comes to wine, anyway.
Yeah, especially because if you're not smokers, like we're not smokers, then the last thing tobacco and cigar box, just shouldn't.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
If you drink wine, they're super appealing qualities.
Yeah.
Hey, DR,
you know what I think? Cedar cigar box. Mm-hmm.
I think what would pair nice with this that only you could partake in is probably a Lumal's sausage.
Oh yeah,
dish.
100%. Yeah, that'd be really great with this.
I have one of those in my fridge.
Do you really? Oh, bust that out, dude.
What kind of sausage is it?
Lou Malnati's deep dish sausage pizza.
Oh.
It's not so. It's more like the traditional deep dish is a pie. The Lou Mal's, they do a deeper dish, but typically it's more of a medium. It's more of a the crust is more caramelized around the outside, sort of typical of the Detroit style, but it's round and not square.
Is that local where you are?
Yeah, Lou Malnati's. Yeah, one of the sort of one of the best pizza families in Chicago, if you will.
Is that where you had your last pizza from? We're out doing it 2 weeks ago.
We've been rotating. Generally speaking, we get Lou Mal's more than anything else.
Right.
Since we've been in quarantine, we're trying to spread it around. So we've had D'Angelo's, which has a real sweet tomato sauce. We did Art of Pizza a couple weeks ago, which is more of a savory sauce with a nice spicy Italian sausage. And then the Lou Mal's sausage, I always ask for him to do it crumbled. Otherwise, it's kind of like a thick sheet. And the crumbled sausage is not terribly spicy, but just enough to let you know it's there.
Like a big sausage loaf on top.
So good.
When we get you guys out the next time, we have a big pizza oven. We cook about 4 pizzas at a time.
That's right.
I've
seen it. I've enjoyed it.
See now. So I guess we'll do pizzas as appetizers because he's already promised y'all Wagyu beef.
Wagyu,
so
that's right.
It may be one of those things where we eat lunch and then we just stay until dinner and then we eat dinner. That's usually how it goes anyway. When y'all roll into town, it's usually a 7 or 8 hour drinking extravaganza.
Pizza for lunch, steak for dinner.
Perfect.
I mean, that sounds like my kind of day there.
We'll just lay by the pool and we'll just drink a lot.
Wine in between.
We'll wake up for dinner.
I don't know if that's really laying by the pool. I think we'd be rolling around by the pool if we're doing pizza for lunch and steak for dinner.
Not a bad.
And wine and the 14, 16 different varietals in between.
That's right.
Be comatose.
Well, hopefully by that time.
Anyway.
Yeah, hopefully by that time we'll be able to play bocce ball again. So we can all stand closer than 6 feet apart. But supposedly, some of y'all are supposed to be really good at bocce ball, huh? Weren't you kicking someone's butt up at with moonshine?
We've been known to win a few magnums off of.
That's right.
I'll have to be careful when placing bets and when y'all are here.
Well, first we'll be a few bottles deep, and then we'll start betting.
Well, see, that's the problem. Then you know me. God, everything just goes straight to hell once I start drinking.
So a wine like this Tempranillo, where does this fall in your catalog price wise?
So this is in $38, I believe. Let me double check that. But we always try to keep it in the 30s. So where all my club members can get it at 20% off. And what we're doing today, again, because I know y'all have a lot of fans that are watching. So for all the new people that are watching that want to try the wines, today only. All these 3 wines will be on our website for 15% off, so where your fans can, so where your fans can actually try some of our wines. And the code is today's date, April 29. And it's good through, I think it's
another thing that we like to talk about is, you know, just what type of event you might take this bottle to. This bottle would be great at any event that you would have. You know, family over, going over to a friend's house, a big gathering, any event, you can take this bottle of wine and you're going to impress people. Really nice looking bottle, right? The wine is great. Laura, what was the website again? I think I
was falcorwines.com. So, you know, I agree. First of all, most people have never heard of us. So that's a great way to bring something, a great wine that no one, you know, that they'll surprise even the best enophile, like, oh, I've never heard of Falcor wines. And the other thing is there are a lot of most people have heard of the Tempranillo, but, you know, the sister kind of grape to that, the Graciano that we have, half the people in the world, at least the ones that come into this winery, never heard of Graciano. So I like taking wines and you're not getting a lot of Napa Tempranillos. No one in Napa much is making it. So it's a great way to, you know, take something that probably no one knows about. And that's what I like taking to parties or to events, is I like taking something that's, you know, going to be interesting and phenomenal, but also that is going to wow them because they're like, hey, I didn't even know it existed.
Absolutely. We had
All right, so
we had somebody on the page, Mitzi Davis, who's drinking a 13 Tempranillo with us.
Yeah, that's been sold out for a while, girl. She likes to squirrel away her wine. She'll pull out some things every now and then. She's already posted me what she's eating.
I think it's fun when people are tasting live with us. I love it.
I agree, totally. That's what's fun. We're drinking wine together, sort of.
We should do an episode where we just blast out the Zoom link and see who joins and just go.
Say, this is the wine we're going to drink. You can get it at most grocery stores or whatever, and just this is what we're drinking.
Well, you know what we've been doing and what we can do with y'all, and we can coordinate it when you get off the phone or off the Zoom. Is we've been booking them 2 weeks out in advance, so people have time to pre-order the wines. At the discount, and that way they can drink it with us, you know, and if they can buy either all 3 that we're doing or 2 or whatever they want to do. So we can always coordinate that, and that's fun because, you know, we don't distribute anywhere, so the only way to get our wines is right here at, you know, falcorwines.com.
Packed by you personally.
Packed by me personally. The owner packing your wine. I don't know what else you could ask for.
I mean, that's just, it's small business, and that's the beauty of this. And, you know, again, people forget when they're, you know, watching these things, and, you know, they think of the glamour of wine, and the reality is almost everybody, unless you're, you know, a Silver Oak level winery, you know, it's a small family business. That's what, you know, most wineries are. Yeah,
well, especially here. And the nice thing about that, though, is that it does allow us to be so hands-on with everything. I mean, you've been here during Crush, and you can't see me at all during Crush unless you look through the VIP window and see me back there running around like crazy, you know, in the cellar or picking up fruit. I mean, I actually take the dually over and personally pick this fruit up over in Lodi every time we go. I get up at 2:30 a.m. so I can be there before the sun's up to get it off the truck. So, I mean, it is so hands-on here. We're doing you know, all of our punch downs are by hand, so we're not, you know, bruising the fruit, the seeds. That way things aren't tasting bitter. You know, we pay so much attention to detail here. And I mean, we always say we just put a lot of love into every bottle. I feel like every bottle we just spend, you know, almost hundreds of hours on, you know, creating it and crafting it. And I think it shows with the final product.
Absolutely.
It's an art form, right? That's what we keep talking about. It's an art form, and no offense to the Silver Oaks, right? That, you know, it's impressive that they can put out that volume at that high quality, but they spill more beer than you guys, right? Like I would rather have the artisanal, handcrafted, you know, whatever it is, if it's wine or beer or food or some sort of artwork, that speaks more to me. Acapella. Nice, Seggy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
It applies in the music world too, because
I agree.
think about, you know, when you discover a band and you're the first one to know about the band or the artist, and you know you tell all your friends about them, and then the band becomes popular, and you're like, oh well, you know, I knew about them, you know, and that's the
Years
5
ago.
years ago.
Yeah,
yeah.
where were y'all? Yeah, I know that is. I agree. I think people, everyone likes to be the first in on something really cool.
Totally.
So in the natural progression, we've got the Tempranillo. So I
Mhm.
think up next would be the Pinot.
Right,
Right?
right. And you know, most people would think that the Pinot would go first. And normally it would if it was like an Oregon Pinot or something, you know, in a little bit lighter style, but we make ours a little bit chewier and it's just a little bit heartier wine. So to me, that's kind of the natural progression. Although they, you know, they could be kind of even Steven, I guess, as far as it goes body wise.
I love that
Just
description of a Pinot. Chewy.
Yeah, it is chewy. You'll see.
I mean, right away though, like it might be, but
light in color.
is
Yeah,
very light, as you would
right.
expect of a Pinot. But to have you say that it's going to be chewy, I
Yeah.
thought it was going to look a little bit more chewy as well. But no, it still has that Pinot sort of lightness in color.
Yeah, right, and it's not, but once you smell the nose, you know, you're gonna see that,
This is beautiful on the nose.
yeah, a little bit more going on.
Oh my gosh! Wow, a lot more going on.
Lori, I was actually putting my Falcor wine opener in the camera just so everybody can know
That's the
that
best.
you know
Thank you.
So this one,
that one,
do
that
the
one.
thing where I like hand it off and then you grab it from.
Right,
that's cute.
Maybe if
This-
you order a case, Lori will throw one in.
yeah.
That's how I got one.
Yeah, I've been putting, you know, we've been getting some really good orders, so I've been trying to, you know, spread a little extra Falcor love and throw some of those into, you know, into some boxes here and there.
This
is-
smells delicious.
Yeah, it's like floral yet
Oh yeah.
a little bit of sweetness, like
Right.
some cherries, some red fruits.
And-
all cherry, little
Yeah.
strawberry.
Right. You know, I've never been a really big Pinot fan. We used to drink a lot of Oregon Pinots I love, and they're light, but the problem is,
Oregon
to me,
Pinots.
it's like drinking rosé. You can drink a whole bottle. You know it. They're just
Why
so
is that a
How's this a
problem?
problem?
It's not really a problem. It's I mean, you know, 10 a.m. maybe. But I'm just thinking that when we did our Pinot, we wanted something just a little heartier because, again, we like to pair it with food. And to me, you know, pairing Pinots with food is you don't have such a broader array that you can do with the lighter Pinots. So to me, this gives us a little bit broader range of things that we could, you know, pair it with foods.
That's what I love about Pinots, right? Is because they are a little bit lighter as far as the red wine goes, and you can pair it. You can pair it with a chicken. You can
Sure.
heartier fish.
Right.
Obviously, it can still stand up to a steak or a ragu, or even, you know, if you want to have a pizza or a burger, which I know Brits, Seggy and I often do.
Usually in the same day. But Dave, I'm getting a lot of that strawberry now.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah,
some air's getting
strawberry.
in, I'm getting a lot of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with me was the blackberry right away. I didn't get the strawberry right away. Now,
Yeah.
now after 3 or 4 sips, I'm getting strawberry, but the predominant for me was blackberry.
I just got all of those sort of red fruits, right? Just right away, just those dark fruits.
Oh yeah. I mean, that is really, really flavorful. That is a very big flavor profile. And it's all right front palate. Like as soon as you get that in, you just get that bouquet of flavors. So that's really nice.
And I like the fact too, though, to me on the nose, it just has a little bit of a spice on the nose, and I enjoy that. To me, that gives it a little bit of interest as well. It's just the smallest amount. It's, you know, it's swimming around in those other smells, but it's definitely hidden in there, and I like that.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's like a white pepper, sort of white pepper, spicy note there.
Definitely.
but it's mixed in with the jamminess of, the red fruit. Tink was saying about the blackberry. I can get a little of that too. I see where he's going there. I was definitely picking up on that white pepper pretty hard.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that there are so many different aromas and flavors in a Pinot?
Yeah.
Because that's not always true, at least a lot of the Pinots I've tasted.
Is this Lodi too, Lori?
No, this is not.
Sorry, this is Carneros.
Yeah, this is actually Napa Carneros. So,
Okay.
David, probably from the front of our house, you can see where the road is, where that vineyard is. So it's probably 5 miles from our house.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So this is a couple of brothers vineyard, that we secured that fruit from in 2012. I like the fact that it's a 2012 and 8 years later, I still don't think it's peaked. It's drinking great. And that's kind of rare sometimes, again, for a Pinot. If it's a lighter Pinot, it's just not going to stand up to the test of time.
That's beautiful. Really, really beautiful wine.
Why? I'm glad y'all like it, because, Pinot's kind of like Merlot. There are a lot of people that either just really love it or really hate it. And we always put it on our tasting menu here, both of those, because I really want people to see that, hey, y'all, there are some different kinds of Merlots, and there are different kinds of Pinots, and there are some that are actually really good and really interesting. And I think that we're producing those here. But again, every winery, they have different profiles and flavor profiles, and this is just what we enjoy here.
So a question for you. You're talking about, it's a 2012 and you're saying you don't think it's peaked. So a lot of times we hear the winemakers and, Somms talking about, oh, I think this wine has, several years before it peaks. When you're making statements like that, what are the things you're looking for that makes you think like, oh, this has room to do what? Get a little bit more mellow in flavor, or what are the things you're looking for that make you think about how long it's got?
That's a great question. And it's kind of a crapshoot, because you never know, because wine is living, breathing in the bottle. And y'all, it could be great today, and then it could peak tomorrow and then start going downhill the next day. It's just, and of course, how are you storing it? Are you storing it, lying it down with, the wine, getting into the cork, and is it the proper temperature, and the temperature is fluctuating everywhere. So there are always a lot of things like that. But what you really have to do, and this is a good thing to have to do, I guess, and it's a luxury, one of the perks of being in the wine business, you just have to taste the wine a lot to see how it's going. Because you can see from when you bottle it, almost every wine goes through bottle shock. So you wait about 6 months and you taste, and it tastes young and it tastes tight in the bottle. And then it's going to, start to like come into its own a little bit. But the flavors actually come out more. Now, some of your older cabs, they will start to kind of smooth out a little bit. But to me, my idea of when it's peaking is, when is the wine at its most vibrant? When do I think that that's the best it will ever, ever, ever taste? To me, that's it. And you can only really do that if you're tasting that wine like, once a month at least. It doesn't really change much in a month, but that's, to me, my version of when a wine peaks. When is it just at its absolute best? I don't think it'll ever drink this good ever again.
Yeah, Segi, was it you who mentioned mid-palate on this Pinot?
I was saying I was getting a lot of the flavors on the front palate. Like as soon as I get that sip, I'm just boom, smacked with all those red fruits, the cherry, the blackberry, the strawberry, like all that.
Yeah, for me it was more mid palate, but definitely on the early side for this. Really smooth. And I hear your point on still having a lot of legs. I think this has still got room to run.
I think so too. And the question that is hard for me to always answer is whenever our clients say, "Hey, Lori, by the way, how many more years do you think it has?" And here, my response is, "Hey, if it's drinking good now, drink it. Just drink it. I understand holding on to things, but you know, we've talked about this with everything going on in the world right now, and the fact that we've got this just, you know, horrific disease going around, and you could be the healthiest person on the planet, and then, and then be here today, and then unfortunately in 2 weeks you may not be here. So I've always lived my life to live today as it's just your last day on this planet. You want to make sure that today is the best day of your life. And so, you know what? Go in your cellar and get the oldest bottle you can get and drink it, because it is a Thursday night and you woke up and you feel good and you're healthy and you're living life.
Yeah.
The joke is always the Merlot. You know, people don't want to drink Merlot because it's sideways, right? The quote,
Yeah.
I'm not drinking Merlot, right? Ironically, the bottle that he was prizing most was a majority Merlot blend, right? So, the other quote from that movie is, you know, when you open a good bottle of wine, that is the special occasion.
That's right.
Well,
Exactly.
right now, what we're going through, just getting through the day is the special occasion. So,
I agree.
cheers to you guys for getting
Cheers to
through
y'all.
another day.
I mean, cheers to y'all. And you know, I mean, I agree. Let's say you got a case of my 07H block in your cellar, and you know it hadn't peaked yet or whatever. You go ahead and drink. Good heavens, drink 10 of them. Just go ahead and drink 10, and yeah, save 2. What you don't want to do is save that bottle, and y'all know you're just saving it for a special occasion, and you open it up and it's gone bad. And it's gone downhill and there are no flavors left. And you're like, oh, I was saving it for a special occasion. And then it could be that one bottle of, you know, that you spent $300 on of one of those larger wineries that we were talking about. Just celebrate it now. Celebrate life now.
Amen.
You keep talking. I'm going to go down and get my 95 Mouton Rothschild and open that up.
Oh my gosh. Wait until I'm around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need to do this live.
Yeah, I think Jamie might have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Okay, she can come too.
Yeah, she's like me. Tink loves to go down there and just open the last vintage of something when I'm not
I
there.
I do, and I do it when she's gone.
Yeah,
Because-
yeah. And the fact that he is still sitting here, because trust me.
No
I would
evidence.
love to
I don't know. It's
share
one of the
real-
dogs.
I love to share old good wine with people, but a small amount of people.
Yeah, like me and my wife, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
But it's
I
hiding
offered it
out.
to my kids. They don't want any.
Exactly. But it's, you know, and it's also to your point about special occasions, it's not like, you know, we talked about pairings and we've talked about it a lot in various episodes, and the pairing doesn't have to be, you know, some sort of 7-course meal either. I mean, you can do it with a burger. You can do it with a pizza. You can do it with a really great Brussels sprout recipe. I mean, it can be anything that you are into. You can let the wine dictate where you go food wise, or you can drink it by itself. You can sit on your back porch after a long day and open this Pinot and be really, really happy.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't make life so hard, y'all. You know, right? Just, you know, you go grill a burger and pop open, you know, a cab with it, or a bijou, or you know, just just get some cheeses and put, you know, and some chorizo and put it on the plate and put the Tempranillo with it, or just, you're right. Let's just make life easy and fun.
And at 14.7% alcohol, it'll sneak right up on you.
Is that the Pinot or is that the Tempranillo?
Pinot.
The Pinot's 14% also?
I told y'all.
14.7. Yeah.
Hey, well, now I understand why we get so tanked when we're there.
Remember what
Yeah,
I
that's
said earlier,
why.
it could be a
Well-
percentage higher than that.
Well, probably not, but you know, it's the whole thing with the barrels. We do our best like everyone else does. You take the sample in, and whatever the sample says, that's what goes on the label.
Yeah, that age.
Hey,
was-
Jerome
that
Collins
might
joined
stick
us.
out from
Here,
the
cheers,
alcohol.
Rumsky.
Oh, hey, where drums on?
Yeah, he just joined
He's
on
in the chat.
on the Facebook page.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
on the Facebook chat.
Hey, y'all
keep saying-
have been popping out some good videos. I loved Like a Prayer. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
As you said, you went to Madonna's feuding school, but how many years apart?
24. Yeah, she's a couple years older, but yeah, she's she's from here, and she's actually not too fond of it. She talks a lot of shit from being here because she's too cool. But you know, she can't sing her songs anymore, so we decided we can, and we
Y'all did
posted it, and it sounds great.
It
Is
sounded.
that why she's not showing up to her concerts until 2 or 3 hours after the ticketed time? Ooh.
I mean, if you saw her
Madonna hate fest.
viral video at the beginning of this quarantine about eating fish or whatever, I don't think she could sing anymore. So that's.
Hey, y'all are doing a great job of covering that song. That's how I started my day today. I saw that pop up on Facebook at I don't know what time, and I popped that open and listened to it. It's awesome. Yeah, for everyone out there, how many songs are y'all doing? Are you doing one a week, or what are y'all doing? You seem to be pretty prolific with it.
Yeah, we're trying to do one a week,
Yeah.
and then Thursday, whenever that is, tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow we're premiering a show from Raleigh, Durham that we did several years ago, and it's
15, yeah.
2015, never before seen footage by anyone that wasn't at the show.
Oh, wow.
And so what we're doing is we're doing these like live premieres where it'll air 2 or 3 times for the different time zones and for Europe. And obviously we're not selling tickets because, you know, we're at home and just watching along with the fans and in the chat, but we are asking people to donate if they can to different charities. This time around, we're doing Music Cares COVID-19 Relief Fund. And the first time we did Meals for Wheels. We've done Feeding America. And then I'm sure if we do another one of these, we'll have another charity attached to it and go from there. But
that's awesome.
Enough S&C talk, because now it's time for my jam, which is Cabernet.
I was kind of worried about sending y'all Pinot because I know y'all are big cab guys. So
I love Pinot.
Those guys
don't ever do that.
Pinots.
No, but I'm just really pleased y'all enjoyed it. So yeah, let's move into the cab.
Lori, I don't know if I told you, if you tallied my wines for quarantine, I'm heavy Pinot.
Are you?
Heavy Pinot.
I'm always heavy Pinot. My wife is a big white Burgundy fan, but for me, I'm a Pinot guy.
Okay.
What was that, Laura? You do?
I like white Burgundy.
Yeah. That's like my wife's sort of everyday go-to.
We drink a lot of, we love, we've always had a lot of beautiful wines that we've had, and we like, Italian wines, Barollas and Barbarescas. I mean, the problem is that we like all wine. There's
problem?
We like all good wine.
Yeah.
Just off the top, I mean, the color on this is about 10 shades darker than that Pinot.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Pretty inky.
I opened this, full disclosure, I opened this about 30 minutes before we got on here.
I did not open it about 10, so I'm glad you got it open to let it breathe.
Yeah, I mean, look at that color. I mean, already just a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Britt's just opening it now.
Figure we're gonna do it live.
Perfect.
There's a quote there. What's the quote? Something to do it live.
I don't know if that's PG for this.
PG enough for the wine tasting.
Right.
So it's not like the Pinot was on the nose. It's not super intense with all these different fruits and the floral. This is more along the lines of a cab. I'm getting that humidor scent, the cigar box.
Right away. That's what I get. I get those baking spices, that allspice.
The word humidor, that's perfect. That says a lot.
And even if you don't smoke cigars, I don't know anyone that finds the smell of a humidor unpleasant. It's a nice scent, and
like like coffee doesn't have to smell.
Right.
The smell of coffee just is good.
That is so true. So true. So the 2013 Napa Valley Cabernet, we produce right now, I think almost 5 different Cabernets. We're doing the Rutherford Select Cabernet, completely different flavor profile, the Howell Mountain, which has always been our premier, cab that we've done, Howell Mountain and Pritchard Hill. We've done the the new Premier Collection cab, which the first one was Atlas Peak. So that was just a new one that we just did. And we also are doing, oh my gosh, we're doing another one. I'm totally blanking on it. I've got so many cabs.
The valley floor.
Anyway, I'll think of it, but we do a lot of different cabs. So this one comes from the Valley Floor. It's a great little older vineyard that is kind of super small, and we know the owner really well. Just a really nice guy. And this cab we've been getting from this vineyard since the early 2000s. And this has always been our signature cab. And this is the one that we produced it in 2006. And then for some reason, 2007 through 10, we didn't produce it. I don't know. I wasn't out here running things at the time, but then we produced it in 2011, and 2011 was supposed to, the critics panned it as such a bad year, but it actually was a fantastic year for us. It was one of the best years we've ever done. And that cab at 2011 was just unbelievable. And this one is just beautiful as well, but it's the same vineyard that we've gotten year after year after year. And this used to be our introductory cab for the price point. And now we've got now we've got a couple of others that we're doing that will have a little bit lesser price point that we're doing. Trying to get some cabs that are kind of like everyday affordable, although this one's still, pretty affordable.
Well, again, that's a great thing about your wines in general is that you guys are really conscious of the price, and the quality of the wine sort of far exceeds what you're charging for them.
Well, I try to be, I do try to be conscientious of the price, because I want people to be able to afford our wines. I want them to drink our wines. And granted, we're going to have a lot of a few wines that are over the $100 price point into the mid hundreds, but it's also because the fruit that we're getting is some of the most prized fruit in Napa. Looking at Howell Mountain, Pritchard Hill, and some of those that we're getting, and another new one that's going to be our reserve cab that is from a really highly coveted area in Napa, and we're still trying to figure out if we can say the name of it or not, because there's kind of
I can say it.
No, you can. I don't know.
It's just us, guys. No one's listening. It's just
kind of like
us.
this ongoing legal thing. But anyway, I think we can say it. I don't think we can put it on the bottle, but after we converse with our attorneys, we'll let everybody know about that. But yeah,
And I'm an attorney,
you're an
and I say yes.
Well, I know, but God, you will just lead us down the wrong path at times with things, sweetie. So no, let's wait.
What do they call an attorney who has himself as a client?
A fool.
You said it, not me. Hey, Lori, I did want to interject real quick. You were talking about affordability of wine. There are a lot of people that are just sort of joining us. Did you want to say again where you can get this wine and the deal that you're offering everyone?
Absolutely, I do. So thanks again. Yeah. So so the three wines that we're pouring today, the 2012 Pinot, the 14 Tempranillo, and the 13 Napa Valley Cab, are available at falcorwines.com. And for first-time buyers only, we're doing a 15% one-time discount on these wines through the end of the day. And the code is just today's date, April 29. And we do not distribute, so you cannot get these wines anywhere but directly through us.
Absolutely.
So this is going to sound weird. I apologize for being overly clear, I guess. But April, APRIL 29.
Yep, APRIL 29. No, I agree.
Yeah, got it.
Dave's a really bad speller.
Well, I could see. I would go in there and be like, 0429.
Right. No, hey, I get it. I'm all for clarity. I get it. April 29, APRIL 29. Yes.
And you know what? I think I also love your wine club too. Obviously, I'm a member.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
But I think that what you guys offer, the frequency at which you offer, the price point for the club is really reasonable.
Thank you.
And I think it's one of those things that, it's very, it's very sometimes daunting for people to join a wine club, and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to get a bunch of wine. Am I going to drink it? Well, obviously you're going to drink it. And I think it's just nice to know that things are coming. I don't have to worry about ordering it. I know it's going to be great. It just comes and
yay, and then we drink
You
it.
don't have to stand in the grocery store wondering if it's going to be good or not. You don't have to bring it home. You don't have to worry about drinking it. You just drink it because you know you got some more coming.
I not yet.
And
Yep, go ahead.
even if you don't drink wine or you're not a fan of wine or whatever, and you're still watching because you're an S&C fan,
Yeah.
if you have friends and family that may be nurses or doctors or EMTs or working in grocery stores, this would be a really nice and thoughtful gift to send their way because, you know, they're out there working. I mean, this goes for anyone working right now, the mail carriers, the delivery drivers, the Door Dashers. I mean, I wish I could give my DoorDash guy a hug every day because he's really doing me a great service. But, you know, and especially with that discount on top of your already low prices, I mean, it's really nice of you to do that.
Well, sure. I mean, we love sharing, you know, our wine with everyone. And I mean, your followers, I mean, I've been at your shows and they're all a bunch of fun people. So, I mean, I know they enjoy, you know, some of the finer things in life. And this is a way to get something, a finer thing in life, but not at an extravagant price. And this way we can even knock it down even further. And that, you know, hopefully, hey, they can, and you're right. It's a great way to give a gift. And I am with you on that 100%. We talk about the first responders and all the, you know, the doctors and the nurses putting themselves on the line every day, and that we can't thank them enough for it. So it's,
And you all, can you tell the folks on the phone or on the video here, when are you going to be projecting to do some shows, venues, times, dates?
I wish we knew, man. You know, the unfortunate thing about this is it's entirely out of our hands, and all we can do is just wait, you know, for a green light from somebody. You know, everyone keeps saying we're all in this together, and you know, we are. Everyone's in the dark. No one really knows anything, and you know, I pray every night and all day, every day that, you know, we will have shows this year. But, you know, again, it's out of my hands. And, you know, I did an interview yesterday and the woman was asking me if I was stressed, you know, financially, this and that. And I was like, you know, I can't really stress about it because there's nothing I can do about this. You know, all I can do is my part, which is keep my family in my house, make sure we're not, you know, breaking any of the rules that we're not supposed to be doing, and, you know, hope for the best. And until things get better or someone figures out the vaccine or whatever it is, you know, we don't know. We don't know any more than anyone else. There's no conversations happening behind the scenes about, okay, we'll definitely have a show on this day. Like you know, we're all in the dark and just praying and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
And that's why our charity this week is Music Cares, because there are a lot of musicians, you know, that are out there who rely on, you know, going and doing live shows to put food on the table for their families. We're, you know, Straight No Chaser is in that boat as well. But we're very fortunate to be, you know, a little bit okay right now. But there are a lot of people that aren't. So that's why, you know, the charities that we've been picked have been very, very targeted and focused. And I think we're going to find for the next concert, we want to do something that is for the first responders because they're out there putting themselves at risk for all of us.
well, y'all are generous guys and fun. And I love the fact that y'all love wine and that you have good hearts, you know. And y'all are spectacular entertainers. So when we are free to roam again, for all of our Falcor fans who have not seen y'all live, that needs to be one of the first shows that y'all book, because it is absolutely, I don't even know how y'all do it, but it's unbelievable. I just think y'all are so talented. I love what y'all did at, was it the lighting of the tree?
Yeah, the tree lighting in Rockefeller Center.
Yeah, Rockefeller Center. That was beautiful, but
We had a lot of fun there.
yeah.
Can we tell a story? Can we tell a story?
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead.
Peggy, Britt, can we tell a story?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll make something up if no. So
Do both.
we did we did 2 songs. The first song we did was just aired locally, and then the second song we did was aired nationally. And when we were cued to do that national song, we heard, you know, what should have happened is we hear the introduction, we hear the click track in our ears so that we are all together. You know, it's hard when you're on stage and whatever. So you hear the click track, and then you start singing. So we hear that we're introduced, and there's just no click track, nothing. So we're sitting there for what seemed like an eternity. You know, I've gone back and I've looked at it. It's been maybe 5 seconds, right?
Right.
And then at some point, not too long after, again, felt like an eternity, Walt just counts us off. We come in, do the song, walk off, and we're all like, well, that wasn't how it was supposed to be, but it was fine.
The craziest thing too is that, you know, when Walt counted us off, you know, he just did it randomly. You know, he gave it a few seconds because you don't want to start and then they start playing the click track, which is just a metronome. It's just this.
Yeah,
keeps us in time. Yeah. And, you know, you got to give it a few seconds because maybe they push the button and it's delayed. And once he got past that and panic set in and we are all, you know, internally freaking out on national television, Walt counts us off. And literally the second we start is when the camera had finished panning and had us fully in frame. It was like an unbelievable miracle how that worked out. It was pretty crazy.
I was gonna say, because y'all just looked so calm and collected. So I didn't see that's a good story though. God, but
yeah, there was a lot of internal panic, but
you didn't show it. Oh. Y'all didn't show it. Y'all look like y'all always look, like, you know.
That's the gig though. No one's supposed to know.
I get it. I get it. I would have been like all over the place.
Yeah, it was when Walt counted it off, I was like, oh no.
So apparently the guy that was in charge of it like went because he thought that he had a commercial break or something, so went to get the next act and wasn't there. And you know, fortunately our sound guy was there, but he didn't want to like step on any toes and union rules and all the things. So as soon as the show went live, he was able to do his thing, but you know, the click tracks did not happen.
But it's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing that show, and it was very familiar because the team running it were the same team that do the Today Show with us every year. So like, it was just people that we're used to seeing every year, because fortunately we've done the Today Show for the last 10 plus years every December. And you know, the same team was there. So, you know, we were comforted, you know, seeing the same faces that we see every year.
I enjoyed it, and it was excellent. I could not tell that y'all had, you know, 5 seconds of panic before y'all went live.
And we did our jobs.
We did. That's why we have big old records.
Yeah. And y'all are total professionals. I can't wait till y'all come back to Napa. When you are able to start out, are y'all going to just start here in this country? Or are you going to just try to start? Where are y'all going to try to start?
So yeah, I mean, we still have dates on the books in July. We have dates in September. So the plan is to you know, do shows when it's safe for us to do shows. And you know, that may sound vague, but there really is no other way to answer the question. If it's not safe for us to do shows in July, we're not going to do shows. Right. And you know, if it's not safe in July, we hope it's safe in September. And that's you know, that's the way we're operating. And you know, we do a big fall tour every year, and we're going to wait until we have a little bit more guidance to announce that. And you know, our hope is to be out there and performing shows, you know, like we do every year, and seeing people's faces and having fun and doing what we normally do.
Yeah, your shows are fun. We always have a good time. David, you and I always hanging out and enjoying ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
entertaining.
probably why you're having a good time, because you're
Yeah,
cracking
of
that
course I
wine
have a
open
good
for the show. Man, these guys sound better than ever.
Well, yeah, but y'all, I bring enough wine. I share it backstage, so it's all right.
Certainly do. You
Yeah,
certainly do.
it's all right. It's all
Absolutely.
right. Well, then,
Very much appreciated.
well, of course, hey, I love seeing y'all. I appreciate getting in. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to plan another one of these because we've only been through now 6 of our wines. So we'll have to plan another. I'll get with y'all and then we'll figure out which wines we may want to try next time. If there's a special wine you want to try, let me know. Hey, the other thing we may end up doing is I may pull something we hadn't released yet, and maybe we try that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I can do that. I've got a wine we haven't released yet, and I'm thinking that maybe we should do that. And
Hey, we could discuss why we haven't released it yet.
I don't know, because just because I hadn't.
Well, no, there's a reason why.
It's got to be.
Lori, one of our fans, Carla, was just saying that there should be a chaser wine tasting. So maybe we could do it where we open
Sure.
this up to some fans.
Totally fine with that.
Carla, that is a brilliant idea. I love you, Carla.
Hey, we're doing that on our Falcor Fridays, and y'all, it really is fun because not only do you get to see everyone's faces, and they can pop up with all their comments and things like that. I just think it makes it's almost like you're at a show again, right? Because you've got so many more people involved and interacting. So I'm totally down with that. David, you and I will work on what we want to do next, and we'll get 3 wines, and then we would need, today is Thursday, so we would need, not next week, but the next week, sometime after the next week, in order to get everyone their wines to the East Coast. It normally takes 7 business days, 10 days, and sometimes a little bit longer with, the way things are going right now with the pandemic. Yeah, let's do that. I'm all down for it. Y'all know me. I'm always up for a good time.
It'd be fun.
What if we did a Chaser Summit in Napa? It'd take a little more logistics to get everybody filtered around, right? We have to do it in groups to get around to everybody, but that could be interesting.
We should take a survey on that. I mean, the East Coast Chasers may
A longer flight.
that, but because it's a flight. But you know what? It would be fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Do some shows in some vineyards.
Yeah. You could. I mean, I'd love to talk about that because
Just spitballing.
y'all know we're always up for a good time and a good party here at Falcor. So we're pretty much open to any suggestions. Because it's just Tink and me here. And
That's what we love about you guys.
I know, and it's usually just me making decisions and telling Tink. He's like, "Oh, all right, here, honey, here's where you need to be and what time and what's going on." So.
Well, obviously the people in the chat here are saying that Carla says yes, that Mitzi says yes, Connie says yes, Tara says yes. So looks like Bonnie says yes. It looks like we got a lot of.
I think it's.
We got some initial okays on this idea.
I think it's something for us to look forward to. I mean, even if we, not this year, we can do it. We can do it next year. Spring is a beautiful time here in Napa. There are a lot of different things we can do. We can talk about it. And fortunately for us, we're going to have a couple of months on our hands probably now still to chat about stuff like that.
Yeah, and we've got an attorney here, so all these people saying yes in the comments, that is a verbal commitment, my friends, and we will.
Yeah, but there's no consideration, so it's still not a contract.
No.
Yeah, you.
Say, I'm like you, babe. If you said yes, you better be there.
That's right.
I'm gonna look you out in the audience and find you.
I mean, this cab is beautiful, by the way. I haven't got to chime in on this because I was finishing.
I'm almost halfway done with it.
It's real smooth.
I keep trying to give my my aromas but all I can smell is the meatballs that Sarah's cooking.
This cab smells like meatballs.
It smells like meatballs.
This is the most delicious meatballs I've ever smelled.
They got to develop smell-o-vision. So
I like that.
Do that.
So this Napa cab is it's always kind of been one of our smoother kind of cabs. So y'all know our H block, you know that it's a super hardy cab. This one is a little bit smoother. And I guess it's the only way I can really describe it is it's still got a lot of interest to it. There's still a lot of things going on there, but it's just a little bit smoother cab. So for me, that makes it more versatile in the whole pairing with foods, because where that H block, it's definitely a steak, burger,
Right.
you know, big meat cab.
Tannic.
Tannic, yep, it's got a little, you know, some tannins in it, not overly tannic, but yeah. So you're right. So, but this one makes this to where, you know, you could kind of slide back towards some of more of the heartier chicken dishes and, you know, some things like that it would just pair great with.
Absolutely.
What's going to be great is I've got about 20 minutes until I need to be reading Llama Llama Red Pajama to Leo. and it's going to be one for the record books because it's going to be hilarious.
You need a couple more classes of that.
Llama Llama Red
It's going to be a
Pajama.
lot of improv in that one.
Maybe you can read that to me. I've not heard it. So
I don't know. I'm kind of interested.
Really?
It sounds fun. That doesn't even make sense. Llama Llama Red Pajama, but I don't know.
They're good children's books.
Oh, is it a series?
Yeah.
it's a
There's
series.
Llama.
Llama
There's
Llama
also a
Mrs.
cartoon.
Mama.
Mrs. Mama. There's a cartoon on Netflix
Mrs.
now.
Mama.
But I'm thinking about doing like an Instagram stories series about these children's books and my gripes with them, because a lot of them are just so infuriating. And I think I'm gonna do that on Instagram. I've got like a
Dave
whole
Linda
list of
said-
these books.
Dave Linda here says to sing it down, which ties into another one of our ideas, long-time ideas, to do a lullaby album. Where we take some of the these kind of stories and put them to song, or take other songs and turn them into lullabies.
Hey, the way y'all sing, y'all could do that easily.
you really
We put people to sleep easily. Is that what you mean?
God, no. Now stop it. No more cab for you.
No, and hold it.
No more cab for you.
You put the kids to sleep, the parents are going to just reward you.
No, you're
That's halfway gone.
smooth and silky. Yeah. No. Llama Llama Red Pajama. That's all I'm be thinking online. God. It's
I'm going online.
It's like a stone. Me too. I don't have kids. So I don't know. What do I know?
You have dogs. We could do it for the dogs.
No.
You could do it for the dogs.
Yeah.
You can do it for yourselves too. They're actually good children's books. I actually enjoy them.
I still like Dr. Seuss. I love Dr. Seuss.
So do I can't wait till I can come back to Napa.
I know. I miss y'all so much. Oh my gosh.
This
We're
is
just
the longest in
forever.
I've been coming to the Valley for 10 plus years. This is the longest I've ever gone without being there.
Yeah, because you'd be gearing up for your summer, jazz getaway. So yeah. And normally this is about the time of year that we'd be sitting up here with Luke and the gang and ordering in, Italian food.
Yep.
Drinking all day.
We got to get back to normal.
Too, right? Because, it's starting to get warmer. It's definitely warmer there than it is perhaps through the rest of the country.
Beautiful hair.
It tends to be a downtime, I think, out there, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it kind of would be, except for the whole pandemic thing. And honestly, y'all, we're just selling so much wine, which I'm so grateful for. But good heavens, it's I'm literally packing.
It's a ghost town.
But it's a ghost town out here right now. But you're kind of right. This is kind of normally May starts to be the beautiful time of year out here. All of the mustards blooming, which it's great if it's someone in someone else's yard, but good Lord, that stuff will take over your whole yard. And it's just a nightmare to get over. But it's beautiful looking out up on the hills. And it's the prettiest time of the month. And then, summer comes out here. Summer is kind of like, kind of iffy. And then, oh man, you get to crush. And then that's when,
Oh, yeah, sure.
oh gosh, everyone comes out.
Well, the spring would also be great because that's when my birthday is, end of March. So I'm just saying that.
It'd be your birthday celebration that everyone just comes out to celebrate, right?
Love it.
But that you have to perform for.
Look, 2021 has to be better than 2020.
Oh,
Please.
oh.
On wood, man.
Please.
Jeez, knock on wood.
We could do that. We could do birthday slash, just a big old shindig, weekend long shindig, and do it at a few different of the vineyards in town.
Well, we've been known to do that. We just need to, Seggy's 40th, we need to plan. So, Seggy, for your 40th.
We have several years. Relax, bro. We have several years before my 40th.
2 years?
Don't rub it in.
Several. That would mean 3.
I don't know. No one's judging.
3 years.
Hey, everyone needs to be grateful that we're all advancing numerically, okay? We could not be here.
Amen to that. I'm gonna pour another glass and cheers.
I've got the big 4-1 next Wednesday.
Wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you were at our house for your birthday.
Yeah, for the 40th, I was there.
This time last year.
And also, just a quick plug, we will be doing a wine tasting with our friend Andy of The Wine Thief on Britz's birthday.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun. He's the guy.
We don't know what we're tasting yet.
Who cares? What do y'all care? Just wine.
Wine.
Drink it. It's going to be good.
Andy will probably be having tequila, so who knows?
Right. Yeah. Well, hey, we've got our new vineyard, Soaring Hawk Vineyard. It'll be our first Cab Franc ever. So we're getting everything set up down there so where we can host some pretty nice events.
Can't wait.
I'm excited that we're going to be doing 3 more wines. We'll coordinate that, and then we'll get a date together. And we'll also do a special code. We'll do the SNC code for that one, okay? Just be SNC. That's all it is. And then they'll be able to order those wines in advance, and then they can taste with us. But for today, those of y'all who are interested and want to get a little, trial, before we really sink into the other thing, then it's just the April APRIL 29 for the 15% off on these wines today.
And again, all 3 of these wines, right? All three of them.
All 3, yep, the 12
Great.
Pinot, the 14 Tempranillo, and the 13 Napa Cab. So I like it because it's a diverse group of wines that we did today. So it was, completely different. I've got a list of everything we did. So Dave, we'll talk about, Dave, what we haven't done yet. And then if you've got a special wine y'all want to try, let me know and we can try that one too.
Yeah, I mean, we're into doing it. As always, this was a pleasure. You know our story. We try and keep these to 20 to 30 minutes. We never do. And with you, we could talk for another 2 hours because
We could just hang. I mean, it's always fun just to hang.
It's just easy and it's fun and it's natural and it's the way it should be. And that's the way drinking wine should be. It's not pretentious. It's not highbrow. It's just a couple people having fun. We're enjoying life and we're talking, and it's the way it should be. So appreciate you guys continuing to be a part of these things that we're doing, and I'm glad that you're doing them as well, and I'm glad you incorporate our clients into them. And we just we love what you guys are doing, and we're happy to support, and we appreciate the support you give us. And everybody check out Falcor Wines. Discount code is on
April
the comments.
29, spelled out. April 29.
Yep.
FalcorWines.com.
Yeah.
All 3 of these wines would be great in any setting. Please check them out.
Well, thank y'all. Y'all know how much I appreciate y'all's support, and y'all know how much I love y'all. So I can't wait till I can see y'all here too as well. But in the meantime, we'll just keep booking these and drinking wine together. It's a highlight of my week when we have one of these. So I'm so excited.
Can we do a plug for Straight No Chaser vodka?
Yeah, we can. Straight No Chaser vodka.
Sure.
Yeah, let's tell folks you
Can you
make
grab
a
the vodka for me, please?
Yeah. We're bringing in a vodka.
Bringing in the vodka bottle.
Did you guys got yours, right?
You guys try it?
I got it. I'm so excited. We haven't delved into it yet because I don't want to. I mean, I know me. If I open a bottle of something, I'm going to drink it all. So I'm going to.
It's been a rough quarantine. I'm almost out. I need to re-up.
Hold on, I got a special treat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The original
This was
prototype.
this was the prototype.
Oh, yeah.
So we did that. That was the original, and this is what we designed.
Yep,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
the red.
On the
The
back?
red pops out. That was a
The
good choice.
It has the QR code and a description of both what our partners at Hard Truth and what we do together.
Yeah.
So it's
Where can the folks get it? Where can the folks get it?
well, we're working on distribution in California, and there are some websites that will distribute to various states, but there, as an attorney, you can appreciate there are some legal
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
challenges that we're trying to get around with distribution and shipping. So it's a work in progress. Right now, it's available, easily available in Indiana and Kentucky at Kroger grocery stores and any place that you buy fine liquor. And it will
Great.
shortly, from the little birdie that I hear, will shortly be available in Illinois as well as a few other states.
That's cool. It's available in my kitchen right now.
Yeah. And a little plug / beep. It is the #3 best-selling vodka in the state of Indiana.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sure
beautiful.
it is. That's awesome. Congrats, y'all.
Wine Enthusiast gave it a 91. It's the highest initial
Oh.
release rating and small batch rating of any liquor ever to be given by a Wine Enthusiast.
That's huge.
Beautiful.
Now you make me want.
Next time, your homework. Next time, we'll figure out what wines we're going to drink, but we'll also do just a little maybe sip of the vodka and get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Yes.
Yeah, and listen,
Yes.
remind me because I'll bring it up here. And yeah, absolutely. I'm totally
Yes,
down with that.
definitely.
Here's
That's
what we
great.
need to do before we wrap is that I think Segi should go live on the SNC Instagram with you while you taste the SNC, the Strawberry
good
Case
idea.
vodka, because Segi is our resident vodka expert.
That's code for degenerate, but I'll take it. I will own it. I will own it. I have no problem with that. So next time, yeah.
I selfishly, I want to see it too, because I think, ideally, apparently, vodkas want to be completely flavorless, but I like that they're like, we call this a bourbon drinker's vodka because it has a ever so subtle, like herbal flavor and aroma to it.
It's good.
So it's not overpowering, and
good.
certainly you can still make your favorite vodka cocktails with it. But if you want to just throw it on the rocks, not infrequently, it's also very good. And I'd be curious to hear what you guys think.
Yeah, I can't wait because I want to do. Well, we'll taste it before then, for sure. Because I'd already planned on opening it up this weekend because I am trying my best to take 2 days off in a row and do some house stuff and yard
I'll
work.
believe it when I see
It will
it.
never happen. But what we'll do is at some point on a Sunday, I will do that, and then I'll be texting you probably all like buzzed, DR. I'll be like, hey, let's do it. There's none left now because I drank it all. But I'll save us up for the next one.
Okay, we've run out of wine here, so.
We're not out of wine. We got 3 half bottles left.
I see a bunch behind you too, so I think you guys are good.
I've
Trust me.
got some work to do, so we're
Y'all
gonna have to.
know us. We never run out of wine here at Falcor. There's always another bottle to open and drink.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there is. Well, hey, y'all know how much I love y'all. This has been fun. Okay,
This has been a blast. Thank you so much.
Usual, you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love y'all too.
Falcorwines.com, discount code April 29.
Thank y'all so much.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Can't wait to see y'all
Cheers.
next time. Y'all enjoy your dinners.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.